just have a sip?
I know how to sound hot on voice chat now. You have to just eat an apple. Then you
Eat an
sound...
apple?
Yeah.
Eat an apple, yeah.
That's the ASMR trick, isn't it? So you don't have all the mouth noises.
Make yourself nice and crisp.
I'm going to go eat an apple. Give me a sec.
No,
you
only eat bananas.
No.
And you only take one bite anyway.
You only eat banana. Yeah, you only need the bite. When you're wine tasting as well, you bite into an apple to refresh your palate.
No, you drink sparkling
that makes sense.
water.
I want to say
No, sparkling water.
Oh.
When I went wine tasting with James's dad,
Oh,
we
shut
used
up! Shut up!
Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gents, and welcome to Corncast number 41. I'm your host, Alex, joined as always by
James's dad.
Gamer Ruben. Oh, yeah.
James's
dad.
Here he is.
I was actually going to introduce James as Jordan Pierce, which is kind of a combination of two of the previous names into like a new one. So now he's got his kind of James Bond alternate name. So what do we think, guys? 41.
Get rid.
Fuck this shit.
Get rid. Things we won't get rid of, though, are the jar patrons. If you want to support us, head over there. You can get your names read out in the first week of each month and make the audio version of the show possible. So we got to do what is it called this week? Housekeeping. Comment area. Comment zone. Whatever. Kobe Langston's going to start us off. Wait, so James has enough balls to order a specific burger from McDonald's that takes extra effort for free, but won't follow up on some lost nuggets.
Yes.
That disturbed me.
Do you know why? Because changing a burger's on a machine. Going to get nuggets is in person. It's as simple as that.
But why'd you care? You as if they give a shit. Like, it's not a big deal for them.
No, I just get anxious. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Oh. P has a fucked up. This whole wiping thing spawned just an onslaught of comments regarding it. The first one being, in regards to the great wiping debate, I genuinely use Jim's technique. Only my bath is on the left, and I lift my left leg. I thought I was the inventor and sole user of this innovative and vastly superior wiping method, but Jim has proven once again that he is the true pioneer of jar. This was in reference to Jim describing the way he wipes, being that he lifts his leg up onto the bath, I guess, for
optimal coverage.
Extra angles. Yeah.
And for the record, whether it's your right leg or your left leg, it doesn't matter.
Just needs to be a leg up, and
as long as the leg's going up, then you're having a good time.
Fantastic.
I hate that.
Why? Go on.
Because it's not logical to wipe your bottom that way. I'm sorry, we've gone over this. I'm just...
Two people have come up with this perfect way of wiping separately. You know?
I'm sure there's more.
Yeah, but this
is
facts that we know of. You know? We all need to come out of hiding. You know? We need to embrace the premium wipage.
Well, speaking of coming out of hiding, though, a lot of Muggle Quidditch players came out of the woodwork regarding... Last episode, we briefly mentioned it when we were talking about weird sports, just offhand. And of course, that was the thing that, like, there are loads of Quidditch players that happened to hear it or whatever. Swiggy being one of them. When I was about 11, 12, I was an avid Muggle Quidditch player at my school. We had a club with about 5 of us, and since we were so young, the teacher of the club didn't let us use actual brooms like we're supposed to, so we used pool noodles. Since there were so few players, we couldn't even have real teams either. It was probably the most pathetic thing I've ever done, but it's nothing compared to how cringe the professional leagues are.
Okay, no. There's professional leagues.
Have you sought counselling or therapy since? I think you should, even if you haven't.
5 kids with pool noodles just like running around in a field.
Just like throwing, that's the... Hang on, what the fucking... You got the snitch, you got the... There's a blah word. The blagger, the bludger, the fucking... Biltong.
How do you know all this?
I watched all of them 2 years ago. I watched every Harry Potter film back to back, and every Twilight film actually back to back. I was just watching all the like teen book shit movie like series.
Yeah.
Harry Potter was by far the best.
I feel like if you're a 12-year-old playing Quidditch, like whatever, you know,
I
you
played
should.
Star Wars and on the playground.
Well, yeah,
No?
like you
Yeah.
shouldn't be embarrassed for like shit you played when you were like fucking.
No, to me it's just the
6 months
woggle
old.
thing. The
Yeah, it's just how it
the,
is.
the pool tubes.
Pool noodle. Yeah.
Yeah, the noodles. That's funny to me. But there was someone else who said, this is Leo Kirby, to add on to last week, Muddle Quidditch was only a thing I discovered last year when I realised the uni I was going to had their own Quidditch team. They have their own branded social media for it as well. It's bizarre seeing people running around with sticks between their legs, but whatever makes them happy. Yeah, as you were just saying, Jim. Yeah, Muggle Quidditch.
Yeah, I think that's nice. I think that's nice because the teacher stood there and did that, and made sure you guys are having fun and shit. That's a nice thing to do. I think that's a good teacher. More than anything else.
Yeah, it's fine for like when you're a kiddie. I can't imagine uni students doing
this
it.
guy's
'Cause,
saying
like,
that-
the whole reason the game is cool in the books is because they're flying around using magic. You know,
Yeah.
so-
Also, like the rules don't make sense.
yeah, it's not like
Like,
a normal game.
You
of
watch the
football or some shit.
movies and it's like this one's worth 6 points. This one is worth 9 points.
Yeah, and then Harry Potter gets killed. Harry Potter just gets punched
Yeah,
in
he
the
gets
face by,
every
like-
time he plays it, he like would have
Doesn't
Yeah,
he
he
win by like
dies,
deep
yeah.
throating it?
Yeah, he deep
Yeah,
throats
yeah, he
it, and
does
it-
in the
but the
second
whole
one.
game is like if you catch this one thing, it just ends and you win. Like it's the shittest game.
No, it only makes sense in a magical world where there is such thing as a little snitch that flies around.
Nah, but even then.
Chavez Jig has a problem with you, Jim. I
Okay.
take issue with Jim saying that he could beat an eagle in a fight, when in a previous Jarcast he had to get Alex to help him to get a seagull out of a bathroom.
This is
What do you have to say to
two.
yourself?
Yeah,
This is
get
two
fucked.
totally fucking different scenarios.
No. it's
No,
not.
one is a fight to the death. The other is me not having to interact with a bird and getting someone else to do it.
So yeah. So if you can't handle a
Well, obviously, if I'm in a scenario where I have to kill the eagle, then that's what I'm gonna have to do. But I had the option. If there would have been an eagle in that bathroom, I would have done the exact same thing, and Alex would have.
So what you're saying is
Take
you
an
won't
eagle
fight an eagle. You'd get Alex to fight an eagle for you.
No, I'm saying I won't fight an eagle unless I absolutely have to.
No. You said that the pigeon was scary or whatever. And I'd big
The
fucking-
pigeon? No, it wasn't a pigeon, bro.
I
It was
don't
a
know.
Pigeons
seagull.
aren't scary. Seagulls are scary.
I forget. Okay, I forget.
I never claimed that eagles aren't scary. I think eagles are very scary. But I think snakes are scary, and I could beat a snake in a fight.
Yes, because that cat, a snake, unless it's venomous, will do less damage to you. What can a snake do if it's not venomous? What can an eagle do? Fuck you up. They're fucking huge claws. We've been over this. You can't fight an eagle.
You can fight pasta though, because that was the other fucking debate that went down last episode, and we actually had an Italian listener write in with their feedback. This is Crappy Posts. Don't care if you've already debated pasta, but here's a comment that I left last Corncast. As a fellow Italian, thank you Jamie and Alex for defending fusilli and spaghetti. Hearing Ruben just shitting on these types of pasta is honestly offensive to me. Here's a list of the best
You're
pastas
offensive
ranked
to
by
me. Fuck you.
by an Italian pasta man, and then you can talk about it. So they have number one fusilli. They have a beautiful shape and they taste nice with everything. Any
True.
thoughts on that?
No, that is
Yeah,
true.
true.
I only hate it because it's the only one I've had for literal months. I haven't had variety. That's why I'm not a fan at the moment.
Number two, they have spaghetti. Three, how do you say it? I don't think I've ever said a lot of these out loud. I've only read them and been like, oh. Farfalle?
It's like farfalle or some shit. You would assume they would just go A on the end.
The shape is
Italians.
cute, but the best part is the center that stays a bit crunchy and gives it a nice texture. I don't actually know which one that is. I got to zoom in this text.
Isn't that the little like bow ties?
How do you spell this?
Farfalle.
The bow ties are shit.
No, they're good.
No,
I quite like the bow tie shape myself. Yeah, I like the bow tie.
4 is trophy. Fantastic stuff. These are very nice with a Giovanni's pesto. I'm obviously like just butchering the Italian way you're supposed to say it, but
Okay, how about you try being English, bitch? What do we have? We got beans and we got low salt and sugar beans. Fuck you.
We got beans.
we got.
And what do you put beans with? Pasta.
Trophy looks weird. I've had pistachio trophy.
So how do you say the next one is conchigli?
Conchigli.
Oh, conchiglione.
Yeah, but they said in parentheses, please stop saying it the way you're saying it because it sounds like you're saying coglione that means testicles as a swear word.
Coglione.
Why do they call pasta after balls?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, my coglione.
Yeah, I like conchiglione.
Yeah, I like that one. I like conchiglione.
Then there was tagliatelle, then gramigna. They're like smaller and longer. So this is just like hell for me, like trying to read this. But penne is number 9.
Oh, penne's
in my opinion,
good.
It's pronounced
so good.
Do you want to hear their explanation though? Which is, in my opinion, they're overrated. They're nice, don't get me wrong, but there are 7 other types of pasta better than this one. Also, stop saying it like, quote, penne, or peen, I guess. Because if you say, I love penne, or peen, it would translate as I love penis.
I love penne.
Say the second N
How
letter.
many fucking words do you think they would mispronounce in English, huh? How many words? The main word that I've heard mispronounced of English is crow. I've heard crow pronounced as crow more than one times by more than one person.
Really?
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
like the bird.
The bird crow. Yeah, I've heard that pronounced as crow on 3 occasions by 3 different people.
Well, so they've like pointed it and gone like, look at that crow.
Yeah, that's such a specific thing.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
How many crows are just like hanging out around?
I fucking love penne.
Yeah, penne's based. Fuck you, Italians.
Have you ever gagged on penne?
Fucking World War fucking 2 turncoats. What side were you on, huh? Yeah,
Ooh.
shut up.
English pronunciation.
English pronunciation. Fuck
Penne.
pasta.
Penne.
Penne.
I only eat beans.
On penne.
Yeah.
Bubba Ducky's going to round off this segment and this pasta topic. This was the American guy that we kind of made fun of for saying about making food from scratch in the box.
I felt bad.
So yeah, let me read this. So because I'm the American James, so James should read this question with an American accent if it's picked. Well, James can't see it, so... Alright, I'm really mad about how you fuckers reacted to my fresh pasta question, and I think after being unjustly shat on throughout the episode, I get to epically own you with the second part. I wasn't saying you have to make fresh pasta every day of your life or when you're busy. I was saying your discussion over what is the best pasta was dumb, because you guys were talking about non-fresh pasta and saying, what is the best pasta? Not the best option to make after work, you were talking about the best pasta you can have. I wasn't saying frozen pasta, I'm saying the shit you buy at the store is significantly worse than homemade pasta, whether the store-bought stuff is frozen in a box. Therefore, you're all wrong.
I want to open this with, but you were suggesting that it's easy to just make pasta, and I said, yeah, if you've got an hour of time. I just want to...
Yeah, shut up, bitch.
That your phrasing led us all to react in a particular way.
Someone could make arguments for why they only make frozen pasta as you guys do to defend box pasta. I was also asking if you have ever made your own recipe, not if you ever made food at home. I'm really mad. My point about the frozen aisle is that stuff like freshly cut and fried fries are unbelievably better than frozen fries, just like how homemade pasta is unbelievably better. Boo. Also, what the fuck? You have the time to make your own sauce, but not the time to make fresh pasta. What the fuck? Kind of tomato juice for our sauce. Are you making that? Takes time. Well, this is written so strangely.
Yeah, you
Luffy
go to
boys just wanted to bust your balls on the pasta debate.
You go to the shop, you get yourself a little pack carton of tomato passata, and then you just add spices.
Boom.
That's it.
Wait, I'm confused. When he's saying fresh pasta, does he mean like
God.
homemade pasta?
Okay, so let's get this clear. When you go to the shops, you can get dried pasta in big packets, right? Or you can get the fresh egg pasta that's like, in the fridge or whatever. And even Gordon Ramsay says to use the dried shit because it's better.
There you go.
I use the dried shit. It's
You
easy.
solved it.
You can buy it in fucking like a kilo, like fucking 15 kilogram bags, and it just lasts a fucking month. Boom.
Yeah,
Mate.
I think ban this guy from the Reddit, ban this guy from YouTube. Like,
Yeah, you know what?
he's gone too far this time. He
gone too
doesn't
far,
get
yeah.
to criticize us.
I was on his side, but I've been outvoted, so sorry, man. I'm going to have to block you.
Yeah,
Get
block
out
him.
of here.
Get blocked, get banned.
Trolls, don't get blacked.
It's time for topics, guys. Ruben,
Oh,
why don't you start us off?
Topic? Oh, yeah. I don't remember why I was going to say about this, but it's just something that I was working on writing, which was... So the Apex update came out. Yeah, that was it. The Apex update came out. And it was kind of a hotly anticipated one. What are we on, 9? Season 9?
Season 9. Legacy.
Yeah.
9, okay.
New character comes with it. And, they've got a jetpack, and they have loads more passive abilities than any other character in the game. And they also have an offensive ability as their, tactical ability, and their ultimate lets them rotate to other areas in a way that other characters have previously never been able to do. Other characters have been able to quickly get you across ground are Pathfinder and Wraith, and they can only do it with a grapple or a portal, which and Octane, who's actually one of my favorite ones for that. Actually, Octane's a lot of fun for it. But this one has a jetpack, and she can just launch you up into the air like you're using a zipline thing. What do they call it? A tower.
Balloon.
A jump tower. A balloon, yeah. And I was thinking about, because I've started writing something about how in live service games, are they doomed to expand too far every time? Is that it? Is that how the death of every live service comes around, which is incorporating too much? Are they always doomed to get just too inflated? Is that it? Because as time goes on, okay, so, and one of my main examples at the moment, anyway, I've only just sort of started writing it today, actually, is GTA. In 2013, in GTA Online, you could buy a Ferrari and at most a tank, maybe. You could also buy a fighter jet, but it cost $6 million, which was a hard thing to come by in GTA Online back then. There was genuine oh shit, he's got the jet, he's played a lot. Now you can buy the fucking Back to the Future car and missile the fuck out of everybody on the map, and it doesn't even cost much. So 2013, but the main, that'd be fine. But the mission design hasn't changed since 2013. So you've got 2013 open world player missions with 2021 content being pumped into it, and none of it works anymore.
Yeah, because that's why you make sequels, isn't it? When you stretch the formula to the max.
And that was my next one, which was a lot of them, eventually they reach a point where they're like, okay, this is too big, we need to make another one. Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, that might have been one of those, but even then I don't really believe it is, because Destiny 1 wasn't so big they needed a second one. It was just that Activision were like, make another game, we want to make more money. Simple as that. And Destiny 1 came from a time that was... Destiny 1 came out in a confusing era, because Destiny is what really set the trend in stone, or set the trend in motion, compared to other games, where GTA 5 to GTA Online, obviously, GTA Online was a big moneymaker the whole time, but it didn't come out in 2014. I think that's the fundamental difference. Destiny 1 came out in 2014, GTA 5 came out in 2013, and it just didn't have that. There wasn't a confusing, what is this game? Yeah, I think that all live service games are doomed to get too big for themselves. I think that's what it is, because design philosophy is different in 2019, in Apex's case, to what it is in 2021.
Yeah, and it depends on the type of game too, because I feel like World of Warcraft, that formula is able to be stretched because of what it is.
That's another one of my fucking examples. That was it. I was like, you need to obviously acknowledge that World of Warcraft has been doing that for years, but yeah, see, I'm not the only one that's seeing this shit. It's fucked.
And especially when they're basing their stores around cosmetics and things, you're seeing a similar kind of concept play out through the just extreme design, because they have to keep trying to alluring people into buying them.
Well, yeah,
So
the
with
sanctity
Apex,
of the silhouette, it's gone.
yeah, it gets so ridiculous in Apex, because just like a couple episodes ago, we were praising like, oh, this like world building's so cool and these characters have fun stories behind them, and then you jump into the game and there's like these ridiculous skins that are they're like Halloween themed or just like robots and just random shit like that don't belong, and it really like hurts the experience. And yeah, it is like playing with fire what they're doing, especially with this character based stuff. Like the more you add to that. My first thought when I played the new character was, like, what is the point of Pathfinder now? Like how can you even compete in terms of the mobility? You know?
I've been playing the new character Valk a lot, and she's made the game like 10 times more enjoyable just because of how you can play her. But what will happen with Apex if they don't fix it is it's going to end up like Overwatch or Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six is one of the main ones that I use as my example of it going wrong.
Yeah.
Trouble is, it's all very anecdotal, the evidence. It's just people like us being like, oh, it's not fun anymore.
Was that a power creep thing?
Yes, that
on
was
that game.
the worst.
Yeah, it just got silly. You had these quite simple, like, oh, this character can do this character can do that, and then it's like this character has turrets and they have lasers on them and they can destroy everything, and if you do this, then they'll blow you up in one hit. It just gets ridiculous.
The way it worked with obviously Rainbow Six is when it launched, it was like this grounded SWAT thing. So it was like sledgehammers and really like realistic things to the nowadays of like a SWAT team. But then, yeah, like Rubens said, it jumped to like these obscenely futuristic concepts for characters, which don't work within the premise they set out at launch.
Yeah, and they all seem to do this. These very contemporary games or titles such as GTA 5, Rainbow Six, they seem to always have this thing where they don't have that much imagination, so they always go to near future. And this is somehow more frustrating when they do that than it would be if they just went like far future. It's like my Ferrari all of a sudden has no value against your Back to the Future missile car or the missile bike.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a joke with GTA for just so long now that there hasn't been a sequel, and all the games that have come out in that time frame.
Yeah, the time between San Andreas and GTA 5 is less than a decade. Think about that.
Yeah.
9 years. We haven't had another one since then, though.
Yeah, and it's because they're just reacting to what the market's doing. Because these stores, like, people just flood into them.
They love it.
Okay. Yeah.
Sad. Is this all their imagination can afford?
Well, the thing is, surely you can only stretch it so far. There has to be a point where it's like, okay, like, this has been around for ages now. Like, GTA 5, like, how long can it possibly go? That you say that with so many franchises, like COD, every year, like, this is going to be the one that's not going to do well. And then it, like, just breaks new records. And it's like, it's so unpredictable, all this shit. It's just such an insane industry.
See, I think there's going to be an end to Apex eventually, because it just can't like keep adding characters because it's not sustainable. But I think Respawn know that could happen, so I think they are trying to try other things to make sure to try and avoid like a fate where the game just kind of dies a very slow death.
It just peters out really sadly. Yeah.
Well, they added that new mode, didn't they? That's not like a battle royale. I haven't tried it yet. What's it like?
It's
Arena sucks.
It's Arena. It's it's shit because the weapons are balanced the way they are in battle in the BR mode. So you can just get a bow at the moment, which is the power weapon, and you can just spam that, and that's all you do all match, and it's fine. You like do well with it. They need to properly balance it, but it's only been out 4 days, so you got to let them to actually review all of it and then make changes.
Yeah, this is all initial impressions, I guess, of the season.
I think with the popularity of Apex and them trying this, they've got Titanfall in the back pocket. They've got that IP, and it will have interest. So I think they're testing. I think they're testing other things. I think Respawn they know the industry enough to actually not die out.
Yeah, they're one of the few examples who've actually managed to make it work. when you got your Anthems, when you got your Avengers, when you got your...
The thing is, we haven't seen a Battle Royale dive over... a Battle Royale, a live service dive over expansion yet. Usually they just die because they're shit, like before they even get the chance to expand. We haven't seen one expand to such an extent that people just get fed up with it. And I think GTA Online is one of those ones where it's like... It could. It could just be a case of, you know what, guys, fuck you.
I think that's the case for us. Like with GTA 5, like it has just.
There are so many 15-year-olds just getting into it
Well,
now
yeah.
who are obviously hooked on that
Yeah,
shit.
that's the thing. All getting their PS5s. There's like the new GTA version coming out. Yeah, there's going to be so many more people coming in.
Yeah, it's too big to fail.
Just got to accept it. There are like 10 games that are always in the top 10, and like 2 or 3 of them are like subbed out every now and again, like when a Nintendo game comes out, or a Fall Guys or something.
And the COD is just replaced by COD.
Yeah, any other thoughts on this new season of Apex, or this?
It's definitely
this topic of
better
expansion?
than my knee-jerk reaction, which was I didn't like it very much. But first of all, we have to say that their servers were totally fucked.
Yeah. It's just pointless.
Like
trying online games for the first 24 hours, if not 2 days now. It's just pointless. Like you can't like take a day off work reliably to like play a game now, like you once could. Like you just can't take the risk now, because you could just be staring at a server screen all day long.
Yeah, or you just have a piece of shit like Cyberpunk.
I understand people getting annoyed, but it's like when you've got the amount of people trying to funnel through like this one kind of client.
Yeah, and
servers.
it's free.
But it's like people are like, I need compensation because Apex was somewhat didn't really work. Did they forget that the first 2 weeks of GTA Online was fucked, and that when you got into
and also they didn't pay for Apex.
No,
yeah,
and
it's free.
the thing with GTA Online, 2 months later, everyone got all of their stuff reset. Like that game was fucking terrible. And
different times too.
Yeah,
2013, man. 2013.
So everyone's gonna play the game at the same time, so just fucking chill. COD does it all the time as well. It's like I hate seeing this attitude. It's like this happens every season of Apex. It's a joke. It happens with every game. Every game just is fucked when it's launched. You know, it's like I don't like when people complain about it. It's a bit irritating.
So just to go back to the like over design topic thing a minute. So do you not count Rainbow Six as an example of one that's failing because of that? But I guess it hasn't failed hard enough yet. I don't know what the numbers are of how many people are playing it still.
That's the thing. It's purely anecdotal whether or not it's failed.
Yeah, exactly.
You can only really
unless
talk
you can
about
measure player numbers. If it's an online game and it has 0 people playing it, that's kind of like that's a failure, right?
I don't really care if about that though. If like the game is a failure or not. Like it's just about whether I want to play it or not.
Yeah, I don't want to play it.
Yeah, I don't want to play Rainbow Six anymore. Like when I saw clips of some guy that's got a grapple hook that like shoots through windows and then he launches through it. It's like
I just can't be bothered. It's just too much.
And a big part of that game was like finding out who you're up against and then knowing what they're capable of. But when there's that many characters, and it's the same thing with Apex, if they just keep adding characters, like your ability to react quickly is lost, and like in a multiplayer game, that's pretty key.
I am just looking at like the player counts, and Rainbow Six is like constantly much lower. For last year, it's always been like a peg down. So let's go to 1 year. Yeah, Apex is definitely it's just a more popular game.
Well, I mean, it always would be, because it's just more accessible.
I don't. If you look at all time, Rainbow Siege doesn't seem to be dying off. It's got from 2018 to now, it's got like 80 more thousand players.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be in the zeitgeist in the same way it was a few years ago.
Yeah, but I don't know how much of that is just
means.
us not being interested in it.
Yeah, I think that would be the case because it stayed the same since 2019. If not, it's got better since 2019, and that's when we stopped playing. is around 2019, I think.
Maybe it was
Yeah.
just like a rut.
Yeah, probably.
But the thing is, as well, like there's too many live service games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You have to pick one, and that's your like multiplayer game or whatever.
Yeah, and they're all designed to require you to play them like a job, so you don't
Yeah,
have time to play anything else. You can only
Mhm.
play one or two.
yeah. So I've picked Apex.
We've picked Apex for the time being. I think we're all going to die off it eventually. I don't think it will stay.
I do think Apex is the best one though.
I think it is as well. I think it's the best.
Mhm.
It's the best battle royale. I don't know if it's the best like live service, but it's the best battle royale.
Yeah, Battle Royale. Well, on that note, see you after D's.
Penny.
Hey, it's me, Zeus, the god. My fully endorsed the Jar Media merchandise available in the description below.
Came here for the special offer. Guarantee personal.
I fucking JoJo is so fucking good.
I hate JoJo.
I fucking no, the OP is so fucking good.
Fuck. Well, James, do you want intro part 2?
I can do.
Like me, that's like a hugely delayed reply.
I was gonna the Eurobeat remix of Stan. Wow. Ooh. I need to open my window.
back in
I'm
my time.
sweating up. They're just best. I love them. God damn. So, hello. My name is James. I am the host of this Joe Rogan podcast. Today, this is the second part of the show where we go over and we talk about our favourite Eurobeat remixes.
I guess leave your questions over at the Jar Media subreddit suggestion thread if you want to have your questions answered. Like this one from Jonathan SVG11. A couple of episodes ago, Alex said he was never really interested in watching the show Gravity Falls. I just have to say, I strongly recommend the show. I recently watched the show as an adult and it holds up. It's like Avatar made for kids but accessible for all ages. Best children's cartoon ever made. Okay. Right, next question. No, I'm sure it's good. I mean, it's just that thing of at a certain point, like, we recommended, like, there's so many good things that exist. You just got to pick your battles, you know?
Yeah. You can't,
pick the good
can't
one.
watch everything.
The
Yeah.
softest bulletin has one. After you've eaten a muffin, do you carefully eat the leftover bits stuck to the paper, or do you just eat the paper too?
I eat the bits sometimes.
I can't say I've ever intentionally
Yeah.
eaten the paper.
I never eat the paper on purpose.
Well, this is a fun Alex and Jamie fact from when I was a baby and Alex was a toddler or 3-year-old. How
Did
long
Alex
are people
tell you
toddlers
to eat
for?
them? Did Alex tell you that?
No, he didn't tell me. I was just a baby. Alex ate a cupcake and then or had multiple cupcakes, and you just gave me the papers.
And you loved it.
Yeah, I just ate them.
You ate the papers.
Well, I was a baby and I was handed like sweet little things, so I
No,
ate
no,
it.
This is an abusive thing of Alex.
Yes, the abusive toddler.
No, it's better than Alex littering.
Yeah,
True.
and is that something you've never done? Is it, Jamie?
No, I
bet you
haven't.
there'll be at least one commenter who says that they always eat the paper.
I don't blame them.
I wouldn't
So many
blame them.
Juicy trunks.
No, okay, this is fucked up. When I was a kid, I would eat the cupcake and then put the paper in my mouth and like chew it for as long as it
Like,
was sweet, and then like spit it out into the bin.
Damn.
That's
Just
ooh. That's gross,
the
Jamie.
sugar rush. Just anything for sugar.
Yeah.
S-Mahon has one. Me and my friends were talking about Cadbury mini rolls, and 2 of them claimed they could eat 52 of them. So I bought the 104 mini rolls, but the most anyone could manage was 18. How many mini rolls do you boys think you could manage
I hate mini rolls.
in one setting?
Are they the little
One
cream
sitting.
filled thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really like them.
Little
I feel
logs.
like, I don't know, I could
Yeah.
probably eat like 8
Alex,
before
mark this
being like,
down.
you know what?
I
Fuck
kind
this
of want to do a
challenge.
video on this.
No,
Yeah.
no, no,
In
no,
the
no, no,
future.
no.
Yeah, no, because
wanna
I
try
feel
and
like I
eat
could be 18.
no,
Yeah, you
but-
could probably.
no,
I feel like I could be 18. I just wouldn't like
You
it.
think you could be 18?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I could be 18 mini rolls.
No,
I
I
just
think
wouldn't
I
enjoy
could.
it.
If I fast from like
Yeah, like if
4
I
p.m. one
had
day.
a
First
shit little
meal.
breakfast, went to the gym, came back, and went straight into a mini roll challenge, I reckon I could do it.
Yeah,
No,
let's
but
do the fucking mini roll challenge in
No,
the
but I
future.
hate mini rolls.
That's
See,
not. I
That
don't
makes it
like
more of a
mini rolls. No
challenge.
one likes mini
Yeah, I
rolls.
don't
It's for the
fucking like mini rolls.
challenge.
They suck.
Yeah,
mini
but
rolls suck.
I don't want to forcibly eat something I'm not going to enjoy. Maltesers, I'll eat fucking 5 boxes of them in one sitting in about a minute.
Nah, not cool. Not impressive.
That's not a cool challenge. You
Yeah.
can
It's
like
not that
shove
cool,
a mini
yeah.
roll in your
Anyone
mouth.
can eat
and-
fucking Maltesers in big
Okay,
amounts.
okay, what challenge should I do then?
Mini
How many
rolls.
bananas I can eat?
Doner kebab challenge. How many fucking large doner kebabs can you eat in a
God.
day?
No.
How many
I'll give you a
ounces
day.
of doner?
I'll give you a whole day, so you know it's a fair challenge.
Oh, have you ever had reheated doner the next day? It gives me the fucking worst shit.
Yeah, it's like hard on the edges.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's horrible.
Oh, Donna. Something very
Yeah,
strange
but-
about
no,
Donna.
but Just remember our code, the extra large doner kebab. No mixed kebab code.
So we have this one from JC1370, but I'm gonna actually have to put a warning up front that this is like really gross. I found this really gross when I was reading this, but I'm still gonna go ahead and read it because we need at least one poo story.
Yay.
I have an epic poo-poo tale for you mingers. Whilst in sixth form, a friend of ours, we'll call him Walt, decided to have a house party as his parents were away for the weekend. One of our friends, let's call him Tim, was very large and would tend to drink more than he could handle, believing his size would compensate for the amount of alcohol. Tim was also known for having foul bowels. He'd previously dropped a shit so large in my toilet that my mother couldn't enter the bathroom for several days. It came to around 3 a.m. at the house party and I realised Tim and Walt had been missing for a few hours, so I went looking for them to make sure they were okay, but wasn't prepared for what I would ultimately find. As I approached Walt's parents' bedroom, I could smell the catastrophe before I saw it. What I found was Walt scrubbing furiously with tears in his eyes, and Tim passed out on the bed. Tim had tried to go to the ensuite in the parents' bedroom but didn't quite make it. He had shat his pants and in his drunken state attempted to alleviate the issue by pulling the shit out of his pants and wiping it on whatever he could find. There was shit all over every surface, the curtains, the carpet, the bed sheets, the walls, and himself. Despite Walt's best efforts, his parents later found mould growing in the wardrobe from the residue of shit left behind. He had to come clean metaphorically and would never host a party again.
That's
So
fucking grim. Oh my god.
Oh, wait. So he told his parents that like a stranger had smeared shit all in their bedroom.
I guess so, yeah.
My parents would kill me.
I mean, you should have
I wouldn't
known.
make it out.
You should have known not to invite such a liability.
Yeah, I mean, really.
If
How
you
does
ain't
the
got the
shit go
coverage-
to that point?
You know, don't invite the liability.
Like, you're absolute drunkest. Could you imagine, like, picking the shit out of your ass and, like,
No.
throwing it around the room? Like,
I've always
what?
made it to the bathroom if I need to, like, be sick. Let alone need a shit.
Yeah.
I've never been that bad. I've always made sure I get there if I need to be fucking sick.
Yeah, I've never shit myself due to any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had to think
gone
there.
over these stories so much. I don't think we need to repeat them.
Rip Fluid has a quick one for us. What part of the chicken is the most delectable?
Chicken.
Wing.
Thigh.
Yeah. I'm with Jim. I like wing. Little tiny wing.
That's the obvious answer, though.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Don't be a
Everyone-
bitch.
Everyone's gonna say chicken wing. Let's be real.
Nope.
Yeah, it's the chicken thigh. Boom.
Ruben.
What?
Most yummiest part of chicken.
Honestly, thigh fillets are very nice. Boneless thigh fillets.
Boom. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, this this is a funny one from Leg27, because I've been thinking about this very topic myself. Hey Jar, I was watching a few of the older casts and noticed that Max Payne, Dead Space, and Gears of War are brought up quite a bit. I was wondering if you think these franchises are still worth going back to for newcomers, Also, is there any lesser known / older video game franchises you think people should play? Thanks, P Hub Clubbers.
Ruben has been playing Max Payne.
I played Max Payne several times now.
Did you play the whole trilogy, right?
Yeah, I played the whole trilogy recently. I played 3 when it came out, and I didn't really like it. And then I was always vocally against it for years. And then I played it again last year on PC, and I thought, man, this game is one of the best games ever. And then I played the trilogy through very recently. And
How did 1 and 2 hold up?
they're actually very good, as long as you're able to hit F5 and quick save regularly. Yeah. Well, they're fucking weird and old, so as long as you quick save, it's all good, because you need to learn. You're not gonna approach it with the mindset that they were designing it with, because it's just a few years out now. And so people don't think in that same way. But yeah, they're very good.
Yeah, out of those 3, that's the only series I haven't played. I only played Max Payne 3, and I mean,
Max Payne 3
on
is
Xbox
so
360.
fucking good. It's so good with a mouse and keyboard. That's the thing. Being able to aim with a mouse, I feel like how they wanted you to feel. I'm like, I see why. I see what you wanted me to feel like. With a controller, it's just not the same.
Yeah, that game specifically does not translate at all, does it? But Dead Space, I would say 1 and 2, specifically. Even 3, I mean, it's okay. It's not as good as the first 2, but yeah, I reckon they're still pretty good.
The Max Payne trilogy is the best out of those 3 franchises.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 are pretty
that's my personal favorite out of those 3.
They're pretty fantastic. With friends.
Gears 1, I think.
Yeah, Gears 1 lets it down. Easy.
Yeah, not that great. And I don't know if I'd like Gears 2 at all if I didn't have like nostalgia for it.
Well, this was what I was thinking, so I was like, because Gears of War is not what it was, Like when Gears of War 1 was like teased, that was like a moment, and like advertising in the game's media. You forget about it now, but
relatively, Max Payne might be the most playable. Like out of Gears and Max Payne, anyway. I think Dead Space sits in a different area because of just being a horror game and being slightly different in what it was going for. Like it's third person, but it's not quite the same as the others.
Dead Space 1 still plays real good.
Yeah, Dead Space 1 and 2 are still like amazing. Genuinely like incredible games. And more accessible than Max Payne 1 and 2. It's just Max Payne 1 and 2 are there's something about them that you can't help but be kind of in awe of, considering when they came out.
They've got really well written stories as well.
Yeah, that especially.
Super fun. From the mind of Sam Lake. I fucking love that man.
Yeah, the other 2 don't really have that aspect. They don't have like well written stories, but they have awesome set pieces. It's like the Gears of War trilogy is like, it's just such a fountain of memes and funny shit. Like it's so memorable to me. Like, every single one of those entries is so memorable. With the dumb shit that goes down, the giant worms. The
thing I would say about particularly Dead Space Dead Space 3, but also the whole Max Payne trilogy, is if you have a friend to play them with. Like if you play Dead Space 1 and 2 and you think, wow, those are great, play the third one with a friend. Definitely.
Yeah, the game is designed that way.
On your own.
The story's better too. In 3 if you play co-op, yeah.
And Gears of War, play the whole thing. Well, play 1, 2, and 3 with a friend. Don't play 4 or 5. They kind of suck, to be honest.
Play 5, I reckon, because it links back to 2.
Yeah, actually, play 5. Play 5. Just don't play it on just play it on normal. All right, don't play it higher than that. They didn't balance it for anything higher than normal. It's not fun on anything higher than normal. It just kind of sucks. And this is coming from pro gamers, me and Jim, who tried playing it on like the equivalent of like Halo Heroic, and it was just shit. It just was really shit.
It varied between being like perfect and just like not thought through.
I found that with most Gears, like high difficulties though, like Gears 3, like was fine up until the last bit, but it was just impossible if it wasn't single player.
Oh yeah, that was really bad. But what about any lesser known other franchises you think people should play? Zombinis?
Zombinis actually, yeah. There's Zombinis on Steam.
It's on mobile, I think.
Fucking love
Deus
Zimbini.
Ex. You should play the Deus Ex games with Adam Jensen.
Yeah, Zimbini.
You haven't played them.
Revolution and
Human Revolution and Mankind Divided. They're fucking sick.
Yeah, I got quite far into Revolution, but I just kind of fell off of it. But it was a very, very enjoyable game when I did play it. Enslaved.
Oh, and Metro. Play the Metro trilogy if you haven't. If you don't like the first Metro,
Enslaved is
fair
good.
enough. Move on to Last Light. But you know, if you think, yeah, these games are cool, do play the first one as
I
well.
don't think that's not known though. I think a lot of people know about Metro.
Let's say-
there are loads
the
of people that
question
haven't played
was
those.
lesser known / older video game franchises. So
I feel
I'd
like
include
Metro counts
Halo in
then.
there.
I'll put Metro
Halo
in there.
1. Halo 1 has aged really well.
Yeah, Halo 1's like perfect still.
That's not.
Prey.
Yeah, play Prey 2017.
Yeah, actually an incredible game.
It's not older. Well, it is older, but also in this particular entry, lesser known, let's say, or just underrated.
Underappreciated. BioShock series.
No, that's not fucking that. Everyone knows Bioshock.
It's older though. It's older.
Yeah, fucking listen.
BioShock 1's 2007, right? That's a long time ago now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was ages ago.
14
Among
years
Us.
ago.
What
Yeah,
about
play Among
Half-Life?
Us, GTA Online,
Apex.
Fortnite. That's not well known.
What are you gonna say, Alex? Half-Life 1? Yeah, fuck it, play Half-Life 1.
Yeah,
play-
I mean Half-Life 2 is old now.
Yeah.
See, I don't consider it old. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like old is like Ridge Racer Type 4, which is like
James, it
PS1.
No,
came
that
out when
means
we
you're
were like
old.
10.
Yeah, I just like that sounds like my childhood. When I think old in games, I'm thinking like PlayStation 1 era, like that old.
When did Ridge
Half-Life
Racer
2 did
Type
come
4
out
come out?
during like
1990s
PS2.
or some shit. Incredible.
Came
game.
out in 1998.
Boom, incredible game. Underrated. It's
I
the
would say that's
soundtrack
old.
is so good. JPEG Mafia used a sample from it. Boom. That is play it for the soundtrack. That soundtrack is good. Just listen to the soundtrack of Ridge Racer Type 4. Do it. It's
You know what I think is a game that more people should play?
What?
LA Noire.
Really?
Yeah. I love how dedicated it is to its thing.
Yeah. I just feel like it was a few years too early.
Yeah. Yeah, you're totally
Ooh.
right.
No,
but-
on the subject of that, Sleeping Dogs.
Yo, Sleeping
yeah,
Dogs is
That's
fucking
a
awesome.
fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, that game is amazing. The the karaoke minigame will have you hooked for hours.
Well, with that in mind, with the karaoke minigame, the Yakuza games are definitely worth taking a look at if you never have. Like
Yeah,
Yakuza
so-
0 or Yakuza Kiwami 1 or 2. Well,
They're on
Yakuza
Game
0
Pass
or Yakuza
as well.
Kiwami 1.
Just buy Game Pass and play them.
Yeah, so play every single one of those games we just listed by next week, and
Or
we'll
else
answer
you're
questions
banned.
about them.
Yeah, all
yeah,
of them.
yeah. You have
Wanna
to say some spoilers or something.
I'm gonna say a lot of our viewers have probably played those games. The gamers, at least, have probably played quite a few of the games you mentioned. Like, who hasn't played Bioshock?
Well, I'm just going based off if they're asking about Max Payne, Dead Space, and Gears of War. I mean, I was just thinking in terms of that
Oh,
kind of group.
Can't
Security,
forget
yeah.
Resident Evil 6. Definitely play that.
Okay.
Wow.
Absolutely bonkers, mate. Has a little one for us. What's a better dessert? Ice cream, cake, or pie?
Cake.
Yeah, I'm
Ice
James
cream.
Cake.
I'm with ice cream.
Ice cream, Ben and Jerry's all the way.
Yep, 100%. Ice cream
No.
and pie. Fuck
Makes
you.
it-
No, you can't simplify ice cream just down into Ben and Jerry's.
Well,
That's
I just
not
did,
realistic.
bitch. Fucking stop
Yeah,
me, bitch.
I'm with him. Yeah, I'm fucking fuck you, bitch. I'm with
Damn,
him, bitch.
how are we supposed to settle this? It's a 2v2. No one's going
Fight.
for pie?
Like, ice cream's
Pie
too
sucks.
light. I
Pie's
want something
good,
to
but
dunk into.
you know, pie is only good with
Nah,
ice cream.
cherry pie, bro.
Oh, for fuck's
Mm.
sake.
Perfect
Motherfucker.
pecan.
No, I'm never going if these are three options, I'm never choosing pie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would always choose ice cream over a pie.
What about an ice cream cake?
No.
Fuck.
Those
Cake-
are real.
Yeah, and they're good.
That's
I've
the
never
great
had one.
equalizer.
No, but ice cream is better.
No, I disagree.
What's the
Yeah.
nicest cake there is?
Oh, chocolate fucking fudge cake, nice and warm.
I like red velvet a lot.
Cheesecake.
Oh no, cheesecake's the correct answer. Fuck every
Ice
other
cream's
answer.
better than all three of them.
No, cheesecake.
How often do
You
you
got
fucking?
so much variety in cake, though. You
You
got
got
fruit
variety
cake in there as well.
You
Got
can
variety in
have
ice cream.
you can have cake in ice cream or something.
Yeah, fuck
No,
it.
no, but here's the question: we're talking the cheapest you can buy, cheapest cake or cheapest ice cream. Cheapest cake probably better.
No, ice cream has a more solid baseline than cake does. A badly made cake, and I've made a plenty.
The best cakes are always better than the best ice creams. Like
No, wrong.
that's fucking bullshit, Jim. You know it.
It's not bullshit.
No, cakes, they blow your fucking mind. They blow your pants off. They leave you fucked.
Chocolate fudge cake.
I'm with you, man. They leave you fucked.
They leave you fucked.
Ice cream is incredible.
No, ice cream treats
Yeah, but how
you.
does it leave you?
Ice cream wines and dines you. Ice cream
Well, yeah,
takes
yeah.
you on a.
It takes one a date.
no,
It
no,
takes
no,
one
it
a
just
date.
Ice cream
send you
doesn't
on
just fuck
trades.
you. Ice cream makes you fall in love.
Yeah,
No, it
exactly.
doesn't.
Yeah, ice cream doesn't just fuck you; it makes you fall
Ice
in
cream
love.
gives you
That is
hope
exactly
and then
it.
whips it away when it melts in front of you.
exactly.
Under your own
you're
breath.
just not enjoying it.
No,
fast
you ain't
enough.
treating the ice cream right.
Yeah,
then.
you're not.
so
You're
you-
not treating
oh,
ice
there's
cream.
literally
You're
a
just
time
using
limit
and
to eating it.
abusing. No, you're using and
goes stale.
abusing that ice cream.
Cake goes stale like a fucking sandwich.
No.
Everything has a time
Oh,
limit.
shit, that's a
Everything
good
has a
point,
time
Ruben.
limit.
Yeah,
Everything has a
because
time
cake
limit.
cake has more of a time limit. Because if you're sensible, if you treat the ice cream right, you eat a bit, you put it back in the freezer. That shit lasts forever.
No, it doesn't.
No,
Yeah, it does.
it doesn't.
No,
It
I've
doesn't.
had a
Yeah,
good
fuck,
bad.
it does.
No,
Freezer burned ice cream,
Yeah.
nasty.
when you get like halfway through the tub starts deforming. Then it's gonna get fucking free ice burn, and it's fucked.
Why are you eating it out of a tub, you fucking
The tub it
barbarian?
comes in, you stupid cunt. No, you're talking shit.
No, ice cream has a longer life than cake.
No, well, that doesn't
It
matter
takes
anyway.
way longer for it to get freezer burnt than cake takes to go stale.
Yeah, the thing is with a good cake, it's not going to be a round one because everyone's going to have it because it's good. Everyone's going to have a slice of that bitch.
Yeah, you have ice cream with cake. You don't have cake with
No,
ice
you
cream.
have cake with ice cream.
Well, can we add another and just say cookie dough?
Yeah, and cookie dough doesn't go in cake. Cookie dough goes in ice cream.
Yeah, I will say cookie dough, like a good brownie or good cookie dough, like
Brownie goes in ice cream.
Right, so I've just tweeted on the Jar Media Twitter a poll. So
I
we
think
can
it's gonna
just
be
let
cake.
that collect.
Actually, no. I think there's too many ice cream idiots in our subs.
Okay.
No, ice
let me
cream's
ask
already
this one
winning.
then while the...
That's no.
you can't get, it's like 2 votes.
was my
Vibrating Pablo has one. A question for Alex. What are your thoughts on the current LEGO themes? Personally, I wish LEGO would stop making so many themes about movies and video games and instead go back to their roots and release pirates, castles, agents, essentially revisiting their older themes. I feel as though LEGO, or just toys in general, have suffered in sales against video games and online media, so LEGO has to rely more on recognizable properties to stay afloat. Do you worry
LEGO
that in the
is,
future, LEGO themes will solely be restricted to movie scenes, or do you feel that it's good that LEGO has grown with movies?
I think Lego's growth is good. They're now the most recognized brand in the world or something, even more so than Ferrari. They overtook Ferrari some years ago now.
Really?
I don't know if it's still that. This was in like 2015. Lego is one of the most recognized brands in the world.
I've got to say, Travis Scott has popped up in that timeline, so sorry.
What?
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott Lego.
No, I'm joking that he's more popular than Lego because
Oh, it's
he's
okay.
in everything. That was wasted on you.
Yeah, it was. There'll be a Jolene, you got it. So, I mean, my current themes. What?
Was that? Did Reuben just do a funny burp?
Yeah.
What?
It sounded really fucking weird.
Really?
Yeah,
I missed it.
it sounded
Did a
like
weird
you were
burp.
inhaling a burp instead of like.
I'm looking forward to hearing it and editing.
Sorry.
But
Go back
it's
to your
anyway.
Lego, dude.
I am dying. I'm actually dying for a classic Lego Western line to come back. You know, like that one. Can you imagine?
Dude, that would
Like
actually get me into
Ford.
Lego.
Yeah, I, that's what I'm after. I'd love for that. But I mean, my thoughts on their current themes. I like it specifically recently because they've started this new like for adults line. They're leaning into it even more. I really like the ideas line that has flowers and I think there's a typewriter and a piano and all stuff like that. That's one of my favorite ones because it's just so varied and the designs are really impressive. Yeah, because with all the theme ones, the worst thing about them is just the price. They're so inflated, and I haven't bought any Star Wars shit for so long because they keep just redesigning the same sets. They become more expensive and they're just worse in every way. So I'm just not that interested anymore.
I want the new space shuttle set.
Yeah, all the space
really
stuff
good.
and the architecture stuff as well is really good. But
How
it's
long
so boring to
until-
build. That's the problem with architecture. It's the best looking, but it's just the most boring builds ever, especially if they're big.
How long until there's an Elon Musk Lego minifigure?
Like a Tesla.
Yeah,
with
there's
his...
definitely.
Yeah, or a SpaceX
SpaceX.
rocket.
Yeah.
It's not educational enough, is it? Because they've got their NASA thing, and that works for them. I can't see them doing it.
I
hope
can.
you don't
Watch
eat
me be
your
wrong,
words.
like an hour after the episode.
Yeah.
It'll be like
That's what
an
he's going
ideas
to
page.
announce on SNL.
Yeah.
My leg is. Triple Joe has an interesting one. Why do you guys say no in response to something that you agree with? Like, for example, in one episode, Alex said, "It comes out in January, which isn't far away." And Jamie responded with, "No, January is really close," instead of, "Yeah, January is really close." Never really been a grammar Nazi, but this always bothered me and seems to exhibit negative reinforcement as opposed to positive reinforcement.
I swear that's
Here's some negative reinforcement. Shut the fuck up.
bitch.
Moving on.
I've actually
I-
noticed though something that we do. I don't know if this is something that everyone does, but when we
Well,
agree, we will
you
say
say the
no, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
There you
But there's
go.
also another thing you sometimes do where you will just to be pedantic, will say the wrong thing, but we know that when you say no, it actually means yes, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that.
Hidara Fist has one for all of us actually, but regarding James. If James could only communicate with car engine noises every time he spoke, how long would it take to understand what he's trying to say?
Day.
You just speak with perfect English just instantly.
No,
You
it's
sound like the Queen.
If it's something like, if I'm happy, I'll just make the noise of Bluey, because you'll know, you understand. It will not be long.
No, it would be much quicker the other way around.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know, if we had to speak, me,
Car
Alex, and Ruben had to speak with car noises, and James had to figure out what we.
Yeah,
were
that
saying.
would take years. We'd have to study.
Yeah, because we don't know car sounds
Mm-hmm.
the
Well,
way
I
James
know,
does.
So, like, it would be within a day. I'd just be like, oh, okay, I know what you mean. Easy.
Do you talk to your car like a pet?
This is a
And have you assigned a gender to your car?
no.
Mm.
My car is just my car. It
Mhm.
doesn't have a name. It's not gendered. It's just my car. But I do talk to my car after I do extremely illegal things, and you just say "good job" and you pat it on the dashboard. And no, everyone does this. Every car guy does this. Everyone does it. It's a car guy thing.
Oh, every car guy does this.
Yeah, no,
okay.
you do. You tap the dashboard like "good job." I'm not dead. Good job.
I was nearly in like a car crash the other day because some woman, like, she was super impatient. I was driving the speed limit and she just like tried to overtake super unnecessarily. Couldn't see, it was on a corner, couldn't see what was coming. Like 2 seconds, if she'd done it 2 seconds before or after, there probably would have been a crash. I was so fucking angry.
People don't like. It's fucking common sense. If it's a blind corner, you don't fucking overtake like.
Yeah.
You just wait like a couple of minutes.
There's nothing important enough to just throw away your life for something so stupid.
The most ironic thing I've seen is my sister got into a car crash because a police officer was overtaken on a blind corner.
Really?
Yep.
Who even gets in trouble there?
That's what happens when you put a pig behind the wheel, you know what I'm saying?
The police were just like tough. So my sister had to like pay to get a car repaired, and it's just like, what the fuck? It's bullshit.
Damn.
I remember with my dad. So just a little one. We were filtering into a different lane, and this guy was holding. He was just staying ahead, so we couldn't filter into the lane with traffic that was going the direction we were. So he nearly forced us into oncoming traffic, nearly killing us both. And my dad had to just like slam the brakes on in the middle of two lanes because it was a mistake on his part. I was like maybe 10 at most, so I don't remember that well. My dad followed him. He just followed him.
Yeah.
Out of like anger. He was never going to do anything. He just wanted to shit the guy up.
Well, there's just something so deeply frustrating about when people just
my dad was angry because he was like, "You nearly killed my son."
Yeah, exactly.
You nearly killed my son.
It pisses me off.
See, this happened to me. It's like there's a long stretch of road out of our town, and it's like really wide, so 3 cars can easily fit down there. So I was just overtaking this guy. A car was oncoming, but I had enough room. Then as I was getting past him, he looked at me and started nudging me towards the oncoming car, like smiling at me. I was like, holy shit, you're fucking mental. Like, you should be in prison. You're trying to actually kill me.
Yeah, no, I think the act of driving is awesome. But the act of driving on roads with other people driving is not awesome. I don't like that. I can't trust the thousands of fucking assholes around me. Like, in the short time I've been driving, like, the amount of stories of just these dickheads you see on the roads, like, it's ridiculous.
People, they get into a car and it's like everything's a fucking personal insult.
It's like Twitter. It's like you think you're anonymous, so you're just
this
like
is
an
what
asshole.
I've been saying.
Yeah.
In evolution, the car was like the first step into, like personalityless, anonymous beings that are just assholes.
Yeah, because you're like going somewhere, so you don't have enough time to necessarily, get to know each other.
Well, yeah, you physically can't. There's like a boundary.
Yeah, unless, it's like a full-on crash and, it's like in Russia or something and they go and get the baseball bats.
Yeah.
The AK. Yeah, it's going to be a rifle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I've never had any road rage incident. Like, I've never been involved in anything. Because it's just like, if you do something, I don't give a shit. I have too many things going in my life to give a shit that you cut me up.
Yeah, I never have road rage, but that was the first time when that woman did that. I was like really fucking pissed off. Because yeah, you are just playing with people's lives. Because if you fuck up a maneuver like that, you could be taking down 3 cars, if not more, just in one swift move.
Yeah, and people don't realise that stuff kills people. Cars are death boxes. You will kill people. It might not be yourself, but you can kill a whole family. People need to realise that cars are just death machines. Respect that, because I do. And I'm in a crash yet.
And with that, they moved on to the last segment. Or second to, I don't know.
Yeah, the penultimate question from Reprise 7690. To all the JAR members, what historical events, periods, figures, etc. do each of you guys find the most interesting? For me, I find Russia fascinating. I don't know if I really want to go there, but the country's history is it's just next level.
See, this question's I can't give an exact answer because every country, I love the histories of like every country. Like you think of the Roman Empire, then you think of like Mesopotamia. You think of America is even really interesting.
But what pops into your head like first when you think of like your favorite historical event?
Historical event would just be the Roman Empire because that shit was fucking whack. It was fucking. There's so many emperors did so many different things, and it's just like it's crazy what they did and how Rome like reacted to it. It's just like really, really fucking fascinating. Like I was saying to Jim not long ago that it was wasted that in primary school we got to learn about the Romans because I didn't care then. Like I was a fucking kid, and it's like there's so much there that I actually would love to see now. that I have to do in my own time. And it would have been cool to actually do it like in secondary school when I had an interest.
Yeah, history is like the most interesting subject, but it can just take a while to figure that out if the way it was taught to you is really fucking boring. Because it gives you a context for like everything. It's so crucial to understanding like the world and what makes sense, or try to make some sense of it.
Yeah, it's like crazy to think that there was like empires like thousands of years ago that just did things that are still here today. That they just like they were that advanced at the time that we still do that shit today.
Mm-hmm.
It's whack. It's crazy.
I mean, I find Marcus Aurelius interesting to me because I've been reading the things he had to say back when he was alive, Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Yeah, I find him interesting because of his book, or rather, not so much his book because he didn't write these things with the intention of becoming a book, but I've been reading Marcus Aurelius' meditations that were since turned into a book long after his death. And so again, I guess it's the Roman Empire that's pretty crazy because it's like, man, this guy was thinking the same way like people do today, and he was alive 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, I like
That's
that
something-
about the like Greek philosophers and stuff.
Yeah,
That's something crazy about just history in general, because we have these like somehow we still have them, these like letters basically, like a bit of parchment that was written on. And one of the oldest ones that is known to man is this like letter of complaint about like a fence that he bought or something.
Like linen or something.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's just complaining that he got a shit product, and he's like, can I get a refund or a replacement of this product because it sucks? It's like,
based.
yeah, humans
It's just the
humans as
same.
we know them, like, yeah, shit hasn't changed. We just have Twitter now and cars.
Do you know what's one of the I have a lot of interest in the like ancient Chinese, but it's a shame because there's nothing there. Like there's a whole lack of actual historical monuments and like transcripts and whatnot because Mao fucking destroyed them all. Like it's a really
so
big
sad.
shame because that country has such a fucking like rich history.
That's history in itself. That's
Yeah.
history in itself. Human beings destroying their history is so typical
Yeah.
of human beings.
Yeah, I went to, when I was in Greece, one of the temples that had been ravaged by, I can't remember who it was. but-
Rome, all of Rome has been fucked because of the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I do want to say Greece though. I really like the gods and stuff from old cultures.
Yeah, like
Greek
Yeah.
gods and Norse gods.
Yeah, that's sick.
They're just fascinating, and the stories they had about them so much more.
Compelling,
Yeah,
relatable, exciting.
they seem more like novel material than something you would.
Bible.
Yeah, than a set of rules.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's the craziest thing about like a lot of the stuff we know about the ancient world? It's because of Herodotus, but it's like been proven that he basically just wrote bullshit. Everything. Like one of the conspiracy theories of the pyramids is that they made the Nile go through it because it's like a power generator. It's just bullshit that fucking Herodotus put out. And like fucking conspiracy theorists on Facebook are like, no, they built the Nile into the pyramids. And it's just like this fucking Greek guy 2,000 years ago is just like, oh, fucking write this then. Fucking, so crazy.
Yeah, any other ones to throw out there before we do our last question?
Prehistory.
Prehistory. Yeah, I mean, I've obviously always been drawn to the time before humans. To me, is extremely fascinating.
I like the time of humans before they were recording history.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Like,
mental, just
Stonehenge.
nuts.
Yeah, just chaos.
And the Long Barrow and Silbury Hill, which is one of the oldest known man-made
Yeah,
structures
yeah,
to
all
ever
that
exist
stuff.
ever.
Do we know why they went to this effort to this day?
No, there are theories, I guess, but
Oh, no, we're forgetting another on the Aztecs. That's interesting. And they just like had like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's fucking wild. We basically listed all of the major ones that everyone kind of thinks is sick.
well, I think the last 100 years are underrated in terms of how insane it is. Because the progress and just the change in that 100 years, I mean, it's the same for every 100 years you analyse, but the fact we have such a point of reference and that, you know, our immediate family members live through a lot of the crazy stuff
I think
that have happened in the last...
this last 100 years has been the fastest progression, like, out of every 100 years so far.
Yeah, I'm glad it's a point we're getting to experience, because it is wacky as fuck.
Yeah, it's like, to consider how much time there has been. Like, how long has the Earth been around? It's like billions and billions of years. And then in the past 100 years, like, at the start of the 20th... Yeah, wait, what? No, sorry, I fucked that. The 20th century is the 1900s. There weren't computers. We're in the early 21st century, and we have, like, supercomputers in our pockets.
Yeah, it's pointless even trying to predict what's going to happen, you know?
We're going to the moon.
You've been to the moon, Jamie. No, that was done in Area 51. Forgot. Shit.
Let's end on this one then from Uber Nile. Hi, Stinky Boys. I've come hoping for a definitive answer on the following question. Is the cacodamon from the Doom franchise a dibby? The Doom 2016 design is pretty horrifying, but I'm pretty confident in thinking the cacodamon in Doom Eternal fits the definition. The design from the classic Doom games is also loved by many. The developers for Doom Eternal were recently asked on one of their streams about which demon they think is the cutest, and they said the cacodamon was a good choice.
One?
The one with the big eye, you know.
No, that's not dibby.
I'm torn on it, actually. If from Doom, I guess it is the one example of one, but it's with the asterisk of it being still from Doom and looking like a scary demon monster thing. But yeah, that's what you're going to buy a plushie of if you're going to buy something from Doom, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've not.
It's not like it kind of is actually used in marketing to sell it. It's not the main thing though, is it? Or like it's not aimed for children. That's a big part of it.
I don't know, man. It's
I might
tricky
just
because
see what the comments think.
we haven't looked at video game dibbies, have we? We haven't, like, they've all been from movies.
It tend to be from movies, yeah, but I'm sure there are plenty from games. But
well, on the next
leave them in the
episode of
comments.
the Charm Media podcast, we're going to talk about video game dibbies.
Yeah.
And on that note, that's 41 for the books. Any final messages, lads?
I fucking hope there's not any more than this. Holy shit.